no eyebrows. Like, I used to have the biggest, bushiest brows. Unibrow, if you will. I mean, like, it was so close together. And then I went and got them microbladed. Can you even tell anymore? I don't know. See right here. You can see this is just microbladed because they're all gone. And it's not due to over plucking because I plucked a little bit, but I wasn't that girl. I did get them waxed some in my younger years, but yeah. So, and then the hair turns gray, ladies. What is that? The hair on your eyebrows turns gray. So even if you have them microbladed underneath, then the hair on top turns gray. So then you get the, it looks like a mascara brush and you color your eyebrows. And I'm just using this, I don't know. Oh, aging is so much fun. You know what though? It is kind of fun because I play now more with makeup than I ever have in my whole entire life. My mother was not a makeup kind of gal. I remember she used to use what was called Liquimat. She used this stuff called Liquimat. Hi, Mom. To cover up her midlife acne, because that happens too sometimes. And that was it. And she'd get rid of the shine on her nose with her little CoverGirl powder, and she'd put on a little bit of eyeliner and mascara, and she'd call her done. And that's how my mother has always done makeup. Like, she does not do like I do serums and lotions and masks. I am fighting this tooth and nail. And eventually, someday, I may need a little help from a plastic person to, tighten things up just a little bit. Like, look, if you just tighten her up a little bit, it doesn't take much. Anyway, I'm just being goofy. I'm being goofy because I want to talk about something serious today. So I'm starting to look at the difference in eyebrows. Watch this. Let's see. See, then I brush it through because, you don't want to have it look like, like crazy eyebrows. I'm not one of those girls either. I want it to look as natural as possible, but I want you to be able to see it. See? There it is. I just follow the line. Like, they're kind of goofy right there in the arch anyways. I just follow it. Like, I'm not going to redraw them. I'm just going to follow it. So there you go. So anyway, I just want to talk about something a little bit serious. I want to get a little bit serious today. It's a beautiful day. If you haven't been outside in the panhandle of Texas, the trees all have frost on them. They're beautiful. What? It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous morning. A little cold, but it's not windy. What is that? We always have wind here, so it's just been great. And my Rose is coming today, my housekeeper. Excuse me, Old Lady Drip. Remember, Old Lady Drip, that comes with the territory too, I guess. I don't know. So I was thinking, and I talked with some of my grands raising grandchildren. And remember, when we started out doing these little videos, we're documenting our journey with the kids so that someday they can look back and see these videos and see themselves and see us and kind of get a better feel for what went on. Because now that I have already raised a family, my husband and I, we know that sometimes what they perceive to be true about the past probably wasn't exactly the truth. It was kid truth, and it's just nice for them to actually see a bit of what actually happened. Now, do I have videos? Yes, I have videos of when the kids were young, but they're on those stupid things that you have to have converted over to be able to watch them on something that is current today, because none of that stuff is current anymore. So I thought this would be the best option. On top of that, I thought it would be good because there are a lot of us that are raising children in our later years in life. Whether you be a friend raising friends' kids, or you've adopted later in life, or you're a grandparent raising your grandchildren, or perhaps cousins or aunts or uncles, or whatever the case may be, and you find yourself starting over. It can be trying. It can be, and all of your, I won't say all of them, most of your friends that you had prior to this, they're doing adult things, right? And not that this isn't adult things, but they don't have little kids, to interrupt every 5 seconds, and that they need to get to bed, and that they have to get to school in the morning, and that they're concerned with for their all of their morals and their values, and all of the things. So they're living a fun life. Like, they can go out with their friends, and they can meet for dinner, and they can get together at each other's houses, and they can take trips together, and they can do all these things, right? That we kind of possibly envisioned that we might be doing later in life, and we're not at this point. And those of us who are in this boat, many of us are doing it because we love these kids. Most, I would say the majority, are doing that because we love these kids. Now, I will say that on some of my group pages that I follow, that some of these grandparents are very sad, and they feel a loss because they've lost their retirement age. They've lost their friends. They've lost their spot in, in all of this. And I understand that. I do understand that. There's a lot of things that go along with this. So I just want to be clear on a couple of those things. So if you know a grandparent that's in that boat, just know that they may be experiencing a lot of different emotions that they didn't expect themselves. And there are good days and bad days with all of us in our lives, and I get that. Everybody's got that. But with these grandparents, there is a sense of loss sometimes. So be mindful of that, and just know that that may be happening for them. My husband and I, we always just barrel on through forward. We're not that kind of people, but we never have been. So that's not our nature. And but I am compassionate and empathetic towards those that do feel that loss. Some of these people, their spouses leave them over it. What? I mean, what kind of? I won't even go there. But I think that person probably just needed to get on down the road then, because if you're gonna leave your spouse because we've taken on, like the added responsibility of raising grandkids or whatever the case may be, and you're done, like, I'm done, no, heck no, I'm out of here, gotta go live my life. Well, then just get on down the road. That's what I see it. Get on down the road. So here's the other piece of that. When you find yourself in this boat, there's a blame game. So the bio parents, they're not going to accept that they might have done something that caused the situation. Really? Yes, that's the way this works. So they don't want to accept that they did something that created this situation. They want to rather believe that you stole their children. You stole them. You wanted them. You took them. You stole my children. Really, because that's what all 50 and 60-year-old people want to do, is start over again, especially with kids with special needs and unique abilities, because mom and dad weren't so good during their pregnancy. Yeah, so there's that. And then on the other side of the coin, you got the biological adult children that aren't so happy either, because you planned this, you did it, and you took these kids, and now you're parenting at the same time I'm parenting, and how dare you, and I'm not going to tolerate it, and so I'm going to keep you from our lives and all of that. I mean, it's the biggest circus you've ever seen. And as grandparents raising grandchildren, you just do the best you can. And you contact your grandchildren, and you love your grandchildren, and you let your grandchildren know that you love them and that you're praying for them. And you always say yes. I don't care if you're busy and you're tired and what's going on in your world. If your grandchildren call you, you say, yes, I want you to come over. Yes, I'll be there in a minute. Yes, I can come pick you up. Make yourself available because you love them, and you wouldn't have it any other way. But your children, I mean, come on. These are now your children. We've adopted them. They're our children. We love them as much as we loved our biological children. There are children. Yeah, that's the way it works. Yeah, and I don't know how to explain that any other way. And then you have the biological people still coming around. Excuse me again. Still coming around occasionally because maybe they need something financially or emotionally because now you've got to be there for them as well, right? And and it's just bizarre because you know, like in our situation, I will say this: there has not been an appropriate time. I mean, because the children are so small to inform them of the situation. Like, no, not yet. The time will come, and we will do that, but not yet. Now, it just creates odd situations, right? And you deal with them as best you can. We also have paternal grandmother, hi Gigi, and her mother Momo, and the girls know that that is their Gigi and their Momo. They know that. They see them mainly on FaceTime. They send cards. They communicate as much as possible, and we encourage that. I mean, why wouldn't you? You want as many people to love these kids as want to love the kids. Let them love the kids, right? But you got to keep the stuff that's icky away from the kids at the same time. So some of the people, I will say, are not capable of loving the children for the children. They want the children to love them. And they're still doing things in their lives that does not need to be around the children, and you've got to protect them. Also, if your biological people, children, and spouses are not treating your littles with the respect that they need, then those biological children should probably keep their distance too, because you know you would have never had your biological little children mistreated, ignored, pushed away, um, not acknowledged when you go places as a family, and you won't have it with these littles either. I mean, they're your kids. These are my children, and I love them with every ounce of my being, and I love my adult children as well, biological and the ones that came when I married my husband. I love them all, but each has their own spot, and they create themselves more of a spot, if you will, by the way that they behave. And at some point, you know, when you're in your 30s, it's time to grow up a little bit and behave differently. And if you can't, you can't, right? And so some of our moms are really struggling because these bio parents are coming in and out of lives. And get this, while I'm on the subject, some of these, oh, this gets me. Hang on, this stupid drip is getting me too. Hang on, pardon me. Some of these grandparents raise these grandchildren. Okay, there's not another choice, and you're not going to let your kids. I mean, these babies be out there in foster care. I mean, what the heck kind of person? For me, there's just not an option. We're not going down that road. So you take the kiddos. If you don't move forward with the legal process, okay, meaning full on adoption, and you leave it hanging, guess what can happen and has happened to multiple families throughout these United States? The bio parents at some point decide, oh, now I'm ready to parent. Oh, my son is 10. Oh, my daughter is 12, but I'm ready. So I'm going to go to court now, and I'm going to fight you, and I'm going to take them from the only family they've known, from the only home they've known, from their safe zone, from their school, and guess what? They win. They sure do. They win. And these kids are being jerked out of the homes of the people that have raised them since they were infants. So if you're in this boat, you forge forward. Make it legal. If you don't make it legal, anything can happen down the road. And with the way the government is currently, I'm saying anything can happen down the road. So protect those babies, protect yourself, you know, protect them from the family if you have to. Do what you have to do. And stand strong and pray, pray, pray. Hand it to God every day. Hand it to God. Let His don't need to scratch and claw your way. You don't. If God's will is that you have these children and that these children are going to be raised by you, it will happen. You put one foot forward, one in front of the other every day, and do what God leads you to do. If it's call the lawyer, call the lawyer. If it's set a court date, set a court date. If it's just get them up and get them dressed and get them to school, do that. If it's protect them from your biological son, do that. If it's protect them from your stepdaughter or your biological daughter or the whatever, do it. Do it. But let it be God's will, not your will. Don't force it. Don't push it. Don't create bad feelings where bad feelings don't need to be created, but also protect those babies. Anyway, I just had to say that because I feel so bad for these mamas. And I'm still in that boat too, where you get those phone calls and you're made to feel guilty for one reason or the other. And you feel that you stepped into the role that God created for you to do and that you are doing God's will, and then all of a sudden someone poo-poos on your day and tries to make you feel guilty. Like, no, they don't have that right. Don't give them that power. Don't give them that power. You're in control. Hand it to God. God will take care of it. And I'm telling you, I know for a fact that's the way it works. So I keep handing it to him every day. Wherever he leads me, I go. And that's just the way it works. So anyway, I'm off my perch. I got to finish my eyes. I have things to do. Well, what am I doing now? Now I'm cleaning out my bathroom cabinets. Joy. Now that's fun. Who put all this stuff in here? I share them with the kids, of course, but still, even though I don't have a lot of stuff, I have enough stuff. Like, you know, TheraTears. Because when you get old, your eyes don't produce that many tears. And I had LASIK surgery done, I guess is how you say it, years ago. And so my eyes are, the tears just don't happen. They get stuck at night. So Rose came. Yay! So excited. We had such a nice visit. You know, she's not just the lady that comes and straightens our lives out in our home. She sends her gals out and they clean from top to bottom. Fabulous. She's our friend. And she reminded me that she has been actually doing the housekeeping in one way or another for Sergio and for me now for the last 15 or 16 years. What? That's something. I'm telling you, if you need a good housekeeper, or if you're in the Dallas area, her family's also there and has a business there. They do restaurants and businesses and homes and you name it, they do it. So, wow. But what a great conversation we had. And she knew the kids when they were much younger, obviously, and always asking about them, and got to catch up on her family and all of those things, and telling her about my videos and how we're doing documenting our journey, but also doing this so that other people that are starting over with littles in their lives don't feel so alone, and that it's a good place to maybe share some ideas and just get a little bit of support and know that, this is part of life for a lot of us now, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway. And she also is kind of in that boat, so she totally got it. And we got to share a lot of fun stories and a lot of good grandma / mom / kid / grandkid moments. Just hers are much older. She's been doing it longer than I. And it's just interesting sharing stories and what occurs and, how life changes for all of us when that happens. So it was great. And I got to visit with a couple other people today too. It's just been a good day and getting my house clean and my laundry done simultaneously. Got to set the date for her to come back into the house. Got my doggy papers ready to go to the new groomer tomorrow, and already got the verification text message. So they're going to the groomer tomorrow. I'm so excited for them. Get their those little nails, they'll be cut. They won't be clicking across my floor anymore. Like, woof, 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 woof. The little woof, werewolf nails. I'm telling you, these dogs, they got some claws. You have to tell them, don't get up on people. Get down, get down, get down. They haven't had them cut in over a year. I'm ashamed of myself. Just ashamed. Anyway, yeah, almost time to go get the kids. Let's see what we can get into then. Okay, girls, are you ready to see what Gigi sent you? Let me fix your buckle. Okay, you ready? She sent you something today. I didn't know who it was from, and we opened at the office, opened the box. So, are you ready? Can you say thank you, Gigi?
Thank you.
Okay. This one is yours, and this one is yours.
I don't want this one.
Look and see, what is it?
I don't want that one. I want that one.
Be nice.
I can open
Don't
this.
show her how you're acting. This is a jewelry box. It's a mermaid. Has a drawer in it for your earrings. Gigi sent you a note and said it's special for your earrings. See?
Mama,
Do you want to open it?
Mama,
Yeah.
Mama,
See, look. You can take that off. Look, yours has a drawer. And open it up. What do you say?
Thank you.
You like it? Yeah.
Mommy,
Okay, let's see what is yours.
My unicorn when it's bulky.
What's in yours? There's your notes. This one says, Gianna, enjoy your gift from Gigi. And this says, Amelia, for your new earrings. I love you, Gigi. That's mine. Thanks. What is it? It's a new kind of backpack bag. And what's on it? What is a unicorn? Oh, okay. Say thank you. Yeah, what do you say?
Thank you. Look at the peanuts.
There you are. Hello. You got some chonies? I thought you were going to put on pajama pants.
No.
No. Okay. All right. You ready?
Where's Daddy?
He's gone. See? That's just the hallway. There you are. I need to clean your nose. Get you ready for bed. Some fun things today to include a little bit of Amelia's anxiety and meltdown and the way that she processes things. So Gigi sent her a gift, and Gianna, and tomorrow the second half of the package comes. So today, I'll get it all confused, but today Gianna got a unicorn backpack and Amelia got a mermaid jewelry box, and tomorrow the reverse. Amelia will get a mermaid backpack and Gianna will get a unicorn jewelry box. But the grass is always greener on your twin sister's side of the fence. So Amelia had a bit of an issue. She wanted what Gianna had. And then when I said that they were going to get another box tomorrow or the next day, and told them what was coming even, caused another little anxiety, meltdown, whatever. It's just the way she processes things, and it's the transition of things. A lot of times, I had just gotten her from school. We had pulled over in the parking lot, so she was transitioning from school to the car, to home, to whatever, and that's a little rough a lot of times. And when you interject even something that you think should be exciting, it causes a lot of stress and anxiety. And that's something I've learned with my three littles, that I did not have to, or did not, I don't know if I didn't need to do it with the older ones, but I didn't know that it was something, that it existed or whatever. And so with my littles, I do notice that for Giovanni and for Amelia, but particularly for Amelia, transitions just stink. And transitions could be from like going from your laying on your tummy to laying on your back, or from laying to sitting, or sitting to standing, or from pajamas to school clothes, or from bed to getting up in the morning, or playing outside to eating supper. I mean, anything that causes you to go from point A to point B, whatever that may be in their world.
And for her, man, a lot of times it's just trying and stressful, and causes a lot of anxiety for her, just the way it is. And and then for the people around, it can cause anxiety. So if it's a stranger and they have no clue what's going on, I mean, why don't you control your child? Why don't you, like it's a parental thing? If it's me, I get it, most of the time. If I'm having a hormonal or a bad day myself, maybe I don't process it as well as I should have. But typically I get it. And I just try to deal with it. Now, if she has an issue like that and somebody outside the family has given her something, I get a little embarrassed, I have to admit. But if it's somebody inside the family, it's like, that's just Amelia. That's how she processes things. She's stressed out. Gifts for most kids are going to be a happy occasion, and for her, it's a stressful thing. It's like Giovanni giving him whipped cream. Most kids, that's an exciting thing. Give Giovanni whipped cream or cold ice cream. He's going to gag every time initially. He'll get over it if you work with him, and he'll be able to tolerate it. But what you think would be a good thing that the kid would like, mm. So just remember that as you walk through your day, there's a lot of things that we think are fabulous things and fun things, and even like the seasons changing, the weather changing. A lot of our kids with sensory processing disorder or challenges, or ADHD, ADD, autism. Um, Giovanni's microcephalic, so his brain works way different. I mean, those things, like you see the spring flowers and the smells and the changes, it provokes weird weird reactions in our kids. There's just so many things like that, different smells, different feels, different looks, different tastes, different this and that. It's it's incredible the way the brain works and processes things, or doesn't. And everybody's different. You're different, I'm different, they're different. It's just the way it is. So just remember, as we walk through our days, all of us, to be kind to one another. Be kind. And just because we have something going on in our world and we are processing it a certain way, does not mean that it will not affect the person next to us. And if it does affect them, they're not going to process it the same way you do or I do. And we can't expect them to. They have different life experiences and different things going on in their world. And everybody's different. So be kind. Let's all be kind to one another. That would be a good thing, huh? Yeah. And just keep moving forward. Remember, no looking back, moving forward, right? Don't give anybody else your power. Keep your power, and pray, hand everything over to God, and just keep your hand to the plow and don't look back. Don't be the dog that returns to his own vomit, right? All right, guys, on that, you guys have a fantastic rest of your evening, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, friends.